go to you, John. So what do you think? Well, not against Vance, but against Trump, that Harris's strategy should be going against Trump, because I do like what Tennessee Brando said, that Trump is the most thin-skinned individual I've ever witnessed in my life. There is no slight too small. So you can just like say something like one thing that, Jesus, I can't believe how bad Biden fumbled this thing. But one thing that Biden did that seemed to really bother Trump, it jumped out at me, is when he shit talked his golf game. And he's like, oh, yeah, I hear your golf game's guard. And then Trump just started. I was like, oh, my God, that's a crazy person. I was like, oh, Biden got him. And then Biden started arguing back. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? You had him. And then now you look just as stupid. So I like that strategy of just like a slight little nudge towards him, just to get him off the edge. You throw him off this game. What do you think, John? What are some other strategies you could use?
Yeah, so I think you got to look at this like a game where you have a win condition, and your win condition in this game, it cannot be prove him wrong. If Kamala Harris thinks the win condition here is prove Donald Trump wrong, she's going to lose, because you can't prove Donald Trump wrong, because he's just going to gish gallop you to death. He's going to just throw a million wrong things out there, and while you're wasting your time trying to say how each one of them is wrong, you're not getting your message across. That's number one. Number two, the win condition is get Donald Trump to call you a bitch. Yes, that is, and I swear to God, that sounds like oh, I'm going to the Take Factory and getting my take that's going to get a lot of likes. No, that is what I want her trying to do the entire time. And if she can get him to call her the N-word, even better. But it's on the table. There's a non-zero chance, and that's an automatic win, because even the most hateful fucking people are going to fucking love it. But like everyone who isn't like diehard crazy person will be like, oh shit, Trump just lost his cool in a really not cool way. And it's going to look so fucking bad. And I don't think it'll be that hard for her to do it. She needs to get under his skin and get him to personally attack her race, her gender. That is how she wins. She can win on the policy too. Like, put forth your policy as well, but don't do it in a defensive way. Do it in an offensive way, and get him to make it about you as a person while you're the one making it about policy. That's how she wins.
Yeah, I agree that fortunately for her, it won't be hard to set Trump off. Like, it's not like he's ready for it. And what Harris has going for her is that, one, it's actually kind of difficult to lose to Trump in a lot of ways. Like, as long as you act like a normal human being, he's not going to. So you just present yourself as which she's been doing such a good job at this entire election cycle, is that she doesn't get, like you said, John, she doesn't get into the mud. She doesn't try to I think, honestly, I wish she'd do a little bit more, but her strategy is working. Where the great example of this was when she did her CNN debate, when they asked her about Donald Trump questioning, well, when did you become black? And what are your thoughts on this? And she said, that's ridiculous. Next question. Great answer. Yeah. Because she's not going to talk about it, but the Republicans will. And that's going to make them sound crazier and crazier. So, present your policies, and just do slight things to just I got it. It's not about mocking Trump. It's about dismissing him. It's about saying, this is absurd. This is ridiculous. I do want some pushback. Just for once in my fucking life, I want somebody to push back when Trump says, and the Democrats want to have babies executed after they're born. I never hear them push back on this. I never hear it. They just let that shit slide. It's like, no, that's ridiculous. That's never happened. It's never happened anywhere. That is infanticide. It is illegal in all 50 states and every territory, and I'm pretty sure every nation on the planet. Now, moving on. Just say that. That's all I want.
That's it. The now moving on. That is it, TJ. I just need to jump on that. Have a short, pithy answer to the crazy things he's going to say, so you don't have to be surprised by them and hang on them. 3 sentences, you're out. Talk about your thing. It's not that hard, because
it's not. It's not. The day after Biden's debate, I have so many people saying, well, how could you possibly defeat Trump when he lies all the time? I said, easy, just like that. Pick one lie, make fun of him for it, move on to your point. That's it. That's all you have to do. Smoke him. You will smoke him in that debate. Well, what do you think, Brandon?
Oh, I agree 100%. I think that's a really smart move to dismiss him because he can't stand that. His ego
Yes.
is so huge that he can't stand to be dismissed and to be sort of poked fun at and laughed at. And what's so funny about him and Vance both is how set off they are by being called weird. You know, they've been called racist, they've been called everything else, and none of those things bothered them. They really didn't make that big of a. But it's like, no, we're not weird. You're weird. It's like, so I think going in, if she brings her points to the table, of course, but like you said, dismiss him and move on. And I thought her answer, like you said, about the his comment about her becoming black, I thought her response to that was brilliant. She's like, same old tired playbook, and just next question, and like you said, now it forces them to talk about it. I think if she just lets him be Donald Trump and brings her policy, dismisses him, moves on, and just forces him to talk. Because the more he talks, the worse it gets. He's doing the same. If you watch his, whether he's on the campaign trail or whether he's sitting down talking with a podcaster, whatever the case may be, he's doing the same tired act. It's the same. My uncle at MIT was smart. My whole family's smart. It's just, I talked about Hannibal Lecter. They say I ramble. I don't ramble. I don't know if you saw this stomp. He was like, I weave. He's like, I weave these points together. And these English professors love me for it. They think I'm a genius. It's like, no, just hold his feet to the fire, but at the same time, dismiss him and just poke at him just enough to set him off to where you let him talk and it just exposes him for who he is.
Damn, I forgot about the weave. The weave was brilliant. The weave was so fucking funny. I wanted to point out that you said that how it's funny that, you call them all these names, you call them racist and they just move on. You call them weird and they act up. They know they're racist, but they don't think they're weird. So the weird kind of, oh no, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on here? I don't know. But I don't know. Any closing thoughts about the debate, John? What do you think of some final advice for the Harris team?
My advice for the Harris team is before the debate, mention that the left wing will be live streaming the debate on Tuesday at whatever time it fucking starts.
9 p.m. again.
9 p.m. Jesus Christ. Wow. We will be live streaming at 9 p.m. with the excellent Nick Powers will be returning us. So definitely everyone here watch that. But in seriousness, it's not that hard. Like, I am a little worried, TJ. I'm starting to get a little nervous. It's a little just like pregame nerves.
Yeah.
But like her lack of public unscripted appearances, while I don't agree with the conservative attacks on them, are just kind of worrying me a little bit. Like maybe there's some fire to that smoke. But she did fine in the VP debate. I hope she's better prepped for this one, which she should be. And it's not a difficult opponent. Just follow the basic rules that we have laid out in front of you here. And it shouldn't be that hard. I really hope that I'm not sitting here being like, you missed it, because that's gonna. I might die, TJ. because this is the thing. I think it's either going to go one way or the other.
Feast or famine with this thing. It's just
this is the last big inflection point. We're not. There might be another debate. I don't know, but like, this is you send the race to its final leg at this debate here, and it is going to be huge for what's going to happen in November.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not super worried, honestly. And then again, I wasn't worried about Biden either. Look how that turned out. But it's
I was worried about Biden.
Because like you said, this isn't her first political debate, and she's done interviews, she's done debates before, and I would venture that debating Mike Pence would be more challenging than Trump, honestly, because that's a real debate. Actually, Trump is not a real debate; it's a joke. So moving on should be pretty easy. But I think that she's kind of playing like a prevent defense. I think that's just what they're going for here, because God damn, like the polls have kind of leveled out or whatever. But have you seen some of these numbers? We're the greatest numbers, bigger numbers anyone's ever seen. I saw this poll across 13 states that the registration for Black women is up 175%, like triple. Like that is insane. Like how high, and we all know like that's going to heavily favor Harris. Oh God, I saw this CNN clip and it was showing that in like the 7 major swing states, also she added a swing state. North Carolina was not a swing state when Biden was in. So that's great running in her favor. And in every swing state, she was ahead in women voters, sometimes 12, 13, 15 points by women voters. But But unfortunately, this is when it comes to voting, dudes do not rock. I was sad to see men were heavily for Trump, like all across the board, 12, 13 points, a little bit of wash there. But women do vote more than men do. So I don't know, all the indicators are leaning in her direction. And you're right, she just has to not fuck it up. That's it. I mean, that's all Biden had to do was just present a C+ performance, and he could have coasted, I think. And Harris even more so. Things are looking way better for her.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this show. If I look a little bit different right now, it's because I'm having technical difficulties. But I'm very still much appreciating that you watched all the way to the end of the episode. And if you are like me, then every time Tennessee Brando says a word beginning with WH, you get a little hit of dopamine. And you might want to get that hit again. So, Tennessee Brando, in case anyone wants to see you somewhere else, where can they find you?
Oh, well, appreciate that. I'm on YouTube as a Tennessee Brando, Facebook, pretty much everywhere on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. It's TN_Brando. And I only have those accounts. There are so many fake accounts out there of me now, and so many imposters running scams. Don't fall for any of those. My official pages are out there, and most of my content is on YouTube, but I put it everywhere else too. I really appreciate you guys for having me on.
Thanks so much, man. We really appreciate you, Brandon. Listen, everyone, we appreciate you watching the entire show. Feel free to check us out on YouTube, on TikTok. Your right to watch our content shall not be infringed. You can do it anytime you want. I also want to speak for John. He wanted to pass along a message that TJ Whitehead, powers taken, not given, is the alpha and the omega of the show, the beginning of the end. He controls everything. He is the brains. He is the brawn. This is his brainchild. John just wanted to pass the best compliments possible, and I'm sure you all agree. So we'll catch you guys later next time. Let's see if the sound comes back. All right.